me like, who's the young stunner? Son of a gun, but a not your normal run of the mill. Something from nothing wonder. I put some heat on these bars, hotter than one summer. I'm a little braggy, just keeping it 100. You gotta know it's elite if I'm in the mix of. If I'm vibing, you probably don't mind getting to the lit stuff. Better stay up my lane when I got this thing rocking. Introducing that new, doing some name dropping. I feel I'm super uncool, I got no shame popping. And showing love to my grinders, getting this thing popping. This is the moment for you, I'm here to bring you shine. I'm your host and my name Troche, this is Between the Lines.
It's your girl, Lady Jen. I got Trey tonight. And of course, this is actually his show time. So we are collabing tonight for JQLM Radio Special Edition and Between the Lines.
Yes, we are, man. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Troche in the building. I don't know why I'm. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I can already tell it's gonna be wild. But
are we nervous?
No, I was talking when you were saying you can't hear me. I was talking. Like I can hear you saying I can't hear you as I'm saying what I'm saying.
So y'all, there must be a delay. Yeah, hey, y'all have to bear with us. There must be a delay or something.
It's a lot going on because your picture
right
has a mute button.
Don't worry about that. I'm using a different camera.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
So y'all, tonight, man, we have a really dope guest tonight. A really dope guest. So Troche, tell me, how much do you know about our guest?
I know that he's part of a group that I loved when they came out. I absolutely was very in tune with their group when they came out. Like it really caught my attention right off the bat. And you know what I'm saying, that had something to do with the way I do what I do now.
I'm gonna tell you, my favorite song is the one that they had Anthony Hamilton on, because I love me some Anthony Hamilton. Okay, so that's what really got me, hooked on them. Now I like hip hop, but I like people that can really rap, people that are lyricists and things, not this mumble jumbo crap that they got right now. But I definitely dig them. To me, they were a more southern type rap scene. They had their own little vibe, kind of like Outkast. Right, but it was just a lot of them, so.
Like you can feel the real,
let's get into it, y'all. So before we bring our guest on, oh yeah, definitely. So before we bring our guests on, y'all know how we do right here on the JQLM Radio Special Edition collabing tonight, though, with Between the Lines. Let's go ahead and get him introduced real quick. So it is a him. It's a he. I know a lot of y'all saw the plug. So let's introduce him before we bring him on. We can just hop right into it. Vito Tisdale, also known as Big V or Vito Benga, is a former member and frontman of the multi-platinum hip-hop group Nappy Roots. The group was signed to Atlanta Records and released their first commercial project, Watermelon Chicken and Grits, in 2002, and it went multi-platinum. The group also was nominated for the American Music Awards, Soul Train Awards, and an MTV VMA after the release of this album. The group's follow-up project, Wooden Leather, went gold and featured production by top names such as Lil Jon, Kanye West, and Raphael Sadiq. Vito left the group in 2012 to concentrate on being a father. During his hiatus, Vito became a spokesman for the Light of Chance program, a non-profit program dedicated to using the arts to help troubled youth. Recently, Vito decided that the time is right to return to music and is reintroducing himself as a talented solo artist with singles like It's Okay, providing hope for all of those who are struggling during the pandemic. Let's welcome Big V of Nappy Roots to the show.
though?
What's
What's
goody,
up?
bro? How you
I
feeling?
love your raspy voice.
Oh, oh. Yeah, man, what's up, Troche?
His voice is
That
so
sound
serious.
warming up, baby. What's up, J Lady? Lady J, what up? What up? What up, Nappy City? Oh,
Man, can y'all hear me like immediately?
What's up? What's up? We want to say what's up to
No,
all of our
that's a no.
listeners too. You just delayed. You delayed a little bit, so just give us a second. I don't know what's going on,
mm,
but we can hear you.
what's
All
up?
right.
We can hear you.
What's up?
Did you just delayed a little bit?
I don't even
Yeah.
understand.
What's up, y'all? Clifford, Genesis, everybody else that's watching, all of the listeners on JQLM Radio. We appreciate y'all for eat. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Big V, welcome to JQLM Radio Special Edition in Between the Lines.
Appreciate y'all having me. Shout out
So we
to
know that you were a part of Nappy Roots.
uh-huh.
So let's go get started with the questions. How did y'all all get together and form the group?
Well, like for me, it was I was back from college, and my homeboy was playing football up Western, and these guys were serious about doing music. But I went to college as well. I had left school because had to be a father early. So I stepped out on that, and then I was back at home. So with that, my homeboy was going to college, in our small town where we were from, Weston, and cats was partying every Thursday night or whatever. Went over there freestyle. He was like, "Hey, what you doing, boy?" And it was the local boys, and the cats that come to college or whatever. So we signed a deal in '98 with Atlantic. Everybody was stealing the tapes, and it became movement. We put out names and on for fraternities and sororities, shirts, and branded Nappy Roots that way. And then there was a ball player named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that played basketball at Western Kentucky that from LA. He got the music put on the A&R's desk. Next day, A&R called Mike Kern, the VP of Atlantic Records, want to sign us to a deal. And how lucky is that? And then we started touring with Lil Jon, met Chicago's own Twister out there, and just was doing the Chillid circuit thing with 8 Ball and JG, going through the South. And 2001 wrote All Night, and the rest was history. Wrote Poor Folks in the same year. You talking to the author that done that. And met Kanye West on this road. Him and John Legend used to open up for us and produced for us on the second album. So, it's just a roller coaster from there. So we got together in college and boom.
That's what's up, man. That story is something in itself. You know what I'm saying? Just the journey from the beginning, and then just how everything just lined up to even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being able to get y'all music and just put it on somebody's desk, like, and then very next day, boom, it like immediately. It don't happen that fast for everybody.
Now, God wrote this story.
For real.
And then to run into the powers that you have ran into. Like I met Ye when he was over at Def Jam and they wouldn't let him rap. And then he had that through the wire thing when he just broke his jaw. And then, V, what you think about Jesus? Whoa, he said, boy, from a place where Jesus always got, you gonna be fine. And he dropped that thing. And I'm like, all right, there go the kid. And if you ever watch Chess Records, I'm Muddy Waters. Then the sounds, that Kanye's like Chuck Berry to me, T.I. the Howlin' Wolf, and you have to be there to see it in my time, and then to be back now with what's going on. I left music, man, for my sanity. I had to go home, raise kids, and some things started just to make sense. And I didn't have the money that I needed to be who I was.
Right.
So I had to, figure it out. Man. So that's
what was
our V.
what was that conversation like for yourself? As like you left already, so you experienced it, and you already know what's coming when you try to come back. You know what I'm saying? You know all the things that come with the limelight. You know the life. Like how is that conversation going with you? Like saying, all right, we finna jump back into this.
Yeah. Um, it's just like it was for me when I left. Like the dopest dope get bought and sold. Um, reality music. I'm not throwing music on the wall looking for a demographic to dig me. If you're a real cat, you like the day party, smoke a lot of reefer, eat Mexican food, don't play them games. Don't want no childish shit around them. Don't argue about it. Ain't no Facebook troll, no nothing like that. So it's back to 11 million fans that bought and sold Nappy Root music, and now creating a QR code, the QA code, where you scan with your phone and you got the music. But I put the QR code on reefer, gummy bears, mushroom. So $20 and 5,000 people, 100 racks. And I was a weed man before Nappy Roots, so now I'm a cannabis guy with a tax ID number. And I come, tour your state if you hippie and right. And so now, knowing that I wrote out all poor folks and good day, I am probably the king of hick hop, red cup, paper plate, good food, good music, a vibe. And so to come back and look at how the boys have kept her in shape, and seeing where Southern folks get New York rotation now. And Wayne done it without a pen, and look at Nicky and look at Drake and look at Rick Ross, and they play music out west and north and the color lines down, and there's gray lines, and they playing big music in Chicago. And y'all known as the third coast now. And just to be back at this time of technology where I got downloaded 11 million times illegally by Napster, and to be back at this time, like, wow, y'all kept it warm for me. I got some more to offer. And it's not 30-year-old game, this 40-year-old game. This after two rows back at the funeral, they don't cry.
Yeah.
And so this is now you seeing where I raise kids and I deal with lives a lot and the music. And now that I'm going back to where I want to go to, and black men, usually us when we leading and we're at home, it's a lot of different, envy, jealousy. And then it's not a stranger that usually gets you, it's your fellow man.
Yeah.
So I just been in the studio, writing hooks like, please don't nipsey me. Mama sleep better with their sons alive. Please don't nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both alive. Ooh, don't nipsey me. You sure as a king when I look in your eyes. Please don't nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both alive. And and it's still that all my life been pulling this message music and it's reality route. And I think that's what music need right now, fresh air. And seeing mothers that have kids shot, knowing they borrowed money and $40 to raise these people. And you never hear their cries or their songs. So now I'm back with lyrics like Street Boy. I got this gal I've been fucking with. She explained she done dealt with a street boy. Had 2 or 3 children with a street boy. Know the feeling when you're living with a street boy. Jesus Christ and K-Tap for the next 30 days. Plasma twice a week, but them lights will get paid. Met a baby daddy, shining on the blade and gonna lose her baby daddy. Shining on the blade, 2 kids in 4 years. Before she figured life a bitch, didn't know a man was cheating till it hurt when she pissed. And it smelled like fish, and it swelled and it itched. And it's been 5 years and she done wrote off me, and I got this gal I've been fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, it's a lot of pain in their music. Well, I love it. Ooh, ooh.
So now it's
Yeah, no, that's real life. That's, yeah,
so
that's real life. And I like you rapping about real life too. I really, really like that because we need more of that.
so that's what we at with it when the return of V. Like the Five Mic album, the Five Mic mixtape is the kind of material you would cut grass for when you was a little boy my age,
Yeah.
It's still that respect. So that's what I'm dropping and bringing back to where music meant something.
Right.
You ask somebody to, give you,
Mm.
give you an hour worth of earning when you talk about something. So instead of asking you just about music, I want to help you along your day and give you healing with an edible, with a gummy bear, hell, even a 20.
Right.
If you look, whatever you're looking for, let me ease your mind.
Yeah. What you saying, Jay?
So I have a question. What exactly transpired that made you decide that it was time to go back to music? Because most people would say, well, you had your run, you and the group, y'all did your thing, y'all went platinum, multi-platinum, you went gold, and nominated for all these awards. Then you left music to raise your children. So what transpired that made you feel like now is the time for you to come back? Because I know some other rappers that have decided to come back, other hip hop artists like Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite too, and
Ooh.
he came back in 2020 I think or 2021.
He ain't never
So
leave.
So for me,
uh, what happened in life that made you decide that okay, now it's time?
I just like empty nest. I got kids graduated, everybody gone to college now. And I came back to the small town to raise my kids the right way that I knew and to run into them the right way. So I was never really completely done with music. It was just time to drop a project. Like I'm listening to the music and everybody, this or that or that. And my homeboy was like, hey man, I'm watching the Genius. V, why is you on the Genius? And I'm like, what? You don't know? And, and so I was just, and I was like, wow. I was like, I left music. It didn't leave me. And, I had to figure out how to sell it and how to give you the best version of me. So going into the cannabis, like I said, with the QR code and the QA code and scanning with your phone, and you got the music and the product you really wanted and the repeated relationship and the connection that we'll now have if you get a deal from Vito, which is top of the South dispensary that I made. In Kentucky, we are the top of the South, home of the jump shot. It's only Platinum City, Bowling Green, and I'm living in it. Double XL, top 10 rap voice of our time. I had a lot to say. You never heard me, but really hardcore 3 hooks, and they still play. We're gonna have a good day, and ain't nobody gonna, king of barbecue music, and that was in a group. So I never got to give you what I wanted to as a solo artist, like surviving molestation and being a man raised by a woman. And imagine city cats that's raised outside your region, and the group had to be named from Bowling Green. It's a bad mother. You know what I mean? You ain't mad. And shooting movies last year, and Cass was like, "Boy, I sure would love to hear you." And so,
Period. That's serious.
yeah. So helping kids get to their thing, and then I already had a lot of
Yeah, that's
albums
something
out.
serious. You sharing your story is awesome.
Oh shit! If you lived through it, it was meant to be shared. Otherwise, you'd have died right there. And it's a million of us, and you got to be a father, and you don't cry, and you do drugs, and you wasted here, and you this or that. Well, I've come to free you to let you know you ain't alone. Just don't measure yourself as Clarence parents with a real good marriage. You're not from there. You, in the movie, at the end of your movie, they put you in a straight jacket and Dracula dies. Well, no, not tonight. He's gone out of town and you at your grandmother. You can't play with the rest of the kids.
Right.
You know.
Have anybody ever told you that you have a great
Right.
storytelling voice, man? It's
Man,
bananas because you saying regular stuff, but it sounds like you watching a movie. Like this is
man,
crazy.
man. It's just meant to get back to you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
That's why I
you.
said I love his voice.
It's just meant to get back to work. And I think
Yep.
during the
Yep.
shuffle,
So
when I downloaded the record 11 million times, and you never got to hear from me. And they brought mock versions of me around me. That's why I said if you ever watch Chuck uh, Cadillac Records, this here Muddy Waters. You see what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
make mock versions of me. And before you know it, you're on the wrong tour. Before you know it, you're with the wrong management. And I was like, well, I'm going to set it out, let it make sense to me. And so, 10 years passed.
I want to ask you something that's kind of personal to me. You know what I'm saying? With what I'm going through right now. Like I'm in a group right now. You know what I'm saying? BHNWB. We got an album out, Monumental, single out on YouTube. The video for Concrete Jungle, whatever. How like what are some of the struggles you had with being in the group?
Never being able to have it your whole woman. You know what I mean? Like all my life been poor. That's me. And time I share with everybody else, you forget that I was the dynamic spirit of that. And so what you write, you got to possess. You got to let them know you made this song. And Lord forbid you done the production and didn't get it. And then if you're a rapper, we can bring another artist in that sound just like him. And then you see what I'm saying? So watch what you do, manage what you do, understand what you create, and negotiate on spot. What you do is yours. Write it down. Being friends is cool, but this is forever. You looking at somebody short $40 million and probably more talented than anybody you've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm from Kentucky, and record deals didn't come every day. Now we have Jack Harlow. Now we have ESTG and Bryson Tiller and the young boys. But it's been 25 years right here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything you do is eternal. You don't know what record might pop.
mhm.
So own what you do. And y'all be businessmen.
Right.
And don't and approach it like Wu-Tang. Brand you, brand the group. So we know who's who.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just see Nappy Roots, you didn't know, damn, that's Vito.
I got a
That's who do
question.
that's who do all now. That's who do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, and I'm gonna answer you, Jay. Here I come. And so just really make that solid and y'all do business moves and think about an identity and a brand and growing and network and who's gonna buy it. Why would I buy that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If it's just music or just a shirt, what it would the flow nice, but what the message
Mhm.
say?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And who relate like more Christians relate to my
Right.
music, more ladies. Dudes kind of insecure around me, most because they don't know who they are, and then like I make them write it down on a piece of paper at our program. We got this thing called Finding Your You. It's just identity. Who are you? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite song? Do you know your girl's favorite color? Or for a lady the other way, your favorite song and why? And why not? And and if there's any question, it ain't no question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's some of them they watching right now. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope message to deliver. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for saying that and giving us some guidance in that kind of arena right there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gotta show appreciation for you for that because you ain't got to. You ain't
those
got to. There's a lot of people that don't like doing this game, and especially doing it from the area where we at. There's a lot of people like don't want to help the next man get
man,
up.
we ain't right if we ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That big pretty era, that nice city, that the Shy dropped on television. It was beautiful. They showed y'all scene. We got all the players. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's like, man, that was a beautiful picture of the lives. So really blown away by that. Shameless. Everything y'all done in Shy has worked. Twister has Reptile City preciously. Great
Yep.
friend of mine through the times. Gave me a lot of reasons to keep my head up. And he is an OG. Shout
Yep.
out to him and Kanye and Common. I've had a chance to tour with Common, some of the best energy you're gonna ever be around.
Yeah, you could tell. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to meet him yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it's coming real
You
soon.
will. You will.
It's coming real soon.
That dude is genuine.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, man. So with you and the guys, man, y'all still cool?
No, I hadn't talked to him in 10 years.
See, I didn't know the story. I wouldn't even ask that question if it
Oh,
was
good. We just catching up, cuz.
on my mama.
Really fast. Music business is music business. If people's done you wrong, they'll avoid you.
And if you don't say that again, man, boy.
I'm saying Vito, if people's done you wrong, they'll avoid you. And then, right is right. I'm sure we'll catch up. We brothers. And we all got a dysfunctional family. Everybody got a family with a thief in it. Everybody got a family with a fiend in it. So what you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We 40 years old. I don't wish no harm, no hurt or danger. God got a way of doing anything you want done if you serve him. And Lady J, hey, you had a question to ask, and I wanted to give you my undivided attention.
Yes, I did have a question. So my question is, you spoke a little bit about your story. So we know that you're a single father. You talked about being molested. Right now, and it should always be a topic that's talked about, but right now, one of the hottest topics in society and across social media is suicide and depression. Yeah. And you talked about being molested, and most men, but especially Black men, do not admit to things like that or share that with the world. I think that more of them should, because then we will have more young men that know that they're not alone. So tell me, how did you, because maybe this can help somebody else. So how did you get to a place or a point, especially being a hip hop artist, because we all know what that image is like in the industry, or what they say it should be like in the industry. How did you get to the point where you felt comfortable enough to utter those words in public and, across the world, and not worry about how people would see you?
Fuck people. I've always been me. Yeah, that would be me.
I'm with you when you're right.
The bag of groceries flew up and shit. You know what I mean? That motherfucker turned me good. And I'm living. So fuck you.
I love it.
But for me, it's always been me. I've had a strong identity. I was raised by a gambling woman from Indianapolis, helped with my mom and a gambling man. But, I went through that from about 7 to 11 till I was able to overpower and stab or hurt a motherfucker, make him stop. So, like, for anybody to go through that, it's like getting tattoos. I'm sure you can't stop at that. Now you know what that side is. So I don't know. It makes most people uncomfortable of who they are. Now,
right.
What shit? What I'm tripping about? They done that to me. Well, what's wrong, V? You get attracted. I said everybody's attracted to me. I got a great energy. Don't mean we're gonna fuck, or whatever. But for me, it don't bother me. I hope it don't bother you. I made the best music. And, you know what I mean? And I'm cool, and I know who I am.
Right. And so, I think that's important, though, getting to know who you are. Right. Somebody, I've been sexually assaulted and abused several times. Yeah. So it takes a while, though, because that kind of trauma, though, especially depending upon your environment and the type of environment you grew up in, and whether or not you have support, if it happens at a very young age, will determine how you see yourself. And so if you're not comfortable,
they're gonna whisper, "You can't play with him."
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. But I know there had to be a heavy. I don't know if you was that something that you. Or I'll say it this way. Was that a place that you arrived to before you entered into the music industry? Like being comfortable with yourself, with what happened and knowing who you are? Or was that something that you had to deal with while you were in the music industry?
Not now, hell no. From junior high. Shit, if it get hard, suck it. What are you looking at me for? You know, my attitude. And so, for me, that was for me,
Yeah.
I always had a thick skin. And so for me, I knew I wasn't normal and was never going to be normal again. When I told my auntie what this bouncer done to me, she said, boy, you're going to be a vampire the rest of your life. Now, we could kill this Dracula, but it don't go away this way. Now, that's their brother you want us to blow away and kill. They probably love him more than you. So, you move towns or whatever. And then for most people, I watch them deal with it like that. For me, you realize you in the carnival. I was built for the road to make sad music. Not built for Christmas dinners. You ain't gonna never get there and eat in there at the married table. You're gonna be eating there with the kids for the rest of your life. You ain't gonna have nothing like you have sexual tendencies or things that put you in a different order than people. And what's normal to you isn't normal to them. Like my partners want to go to the swingers club. I mean, my partner won't go to the strips club. Me, I'm going to the swingers club. I'm going where they fucking and getting down to it. They want to go eat teas. Daddy's boys get drunk. Shit, So I just was like, oh, that's this. And shit, I write the music anyway. Wasn't nothing difficult about that anyway. I fuck more than who I want. I fuck who I want. Fuck who I don't. So what nothing difficult? I guess is that what you're asking?
I mean, well, it's different for everybody. So yeah, it's different for everybody. So I mean, the process is different for everybody, and the outcome, some people never get over it. Some people do. So thankfully you did. I know I did. So and however that happens, I just know that a lot of people though sometimes turn to certain lifestyles or drugs or alcohol or shopping, eating, whatever to try to cope.
I drugged for a while, but in the music industry, you in there with a bunch of yous, so you ain't alone. It's just the choir boys are up front. They ain't in the bathroom junking, trying to find that pack. Back then, now you can have weed in Hollywood, and you got shit going on. And then the people that fuck with you will fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? As far as dealing with, I don't think there's no cure for what we've been through. You kind of, in your own world, and the three statistics for us: either you're gonna be suicidal, gonna use dope, or kind of sexual.
You're gonna repeat
above the bar.
Now I will say that I agree. So part of that I agree with. I will say for me personally, and for those that I have counseled, I'll say God is a big, big part of me getting to that place where I am now. Suicide was definitely one of the things that I turned to. I was addicted to pills and I became a sex addict. So yes, I'm way above the bar when it comes to sex and things of that sort, because I was exposed to certain things at a young age, but at the same time, I think that my whole thing was understanding that if I'm truly, truly a believer, and this is something that I really want to get over, I know that God is able to heal and deliver. So that's something that I can honestly say, for instance, like being so depressed or suicidal, getting to the point where I'm suicidal has never happened since the last time I did. And that was when I was in my 20s. I'm about to be 40. And that's never even crossed my mind. So for me, I wanted people to understand that when you go through stuff like that, being completely healed from it is possible, and not just coping with it and coexisting. You can actually live your life.
Yeah. You can live your life. You just gotta let folks know.
Right.
They're drawn to the blood on your forehead. When you one of us, you're a vampire now. You've been bit. We can smell you from a mile away. You know, or whatever. And it's just you either one of us or you're not. And God can get you through anything that you're going through, I found. But the thing is, you gotta ask him about you. He ain't gonna ask you about your homeboy. And I hope your homeboy go through it. He ain't talking shit about you about, because once God picked you to do something, you'll watch your enemies go through a thing that you were calling friend.
You are absolutely right about it. And so I love that you were able to now even as a solo artist now, because I listened to y'all lyrics when you were a group, because y'all still was, you know, spitting real life stuff. But even now as a solo artist, I love the way that you incorporate your life, whether it's love, whether it's the way you grew up, whether it's family, things that happen, you know, into your music. So tell me, how difficult, if at all, has it been coming back as a solo artist now, staying true to who you are and true to your sound, and still feeling like you will continue to be successful?
It was
not doing the issue.
Oh hell no, boy! Y'all don't know. You know what I mean? All my life been poor, but it really don't. You know what I mean? You heard what I'm rapping like now, and so, like, for me, it's not hard. Only thing was that the bridge is probably burnt behind my back due to what my homeboy's business said. What he was doing probably burnt the bridge for me. But being V, if you ever met V out of the group, you know this dude ain't gonna crush you. I don't know nothing about it, you know, but I'm telling you about dog. You know, so everybody we met, Vito never mistreated, mishandled, being the old man or nothing like that. 25 years on the road, no rape, no shooting, no silly shit around me. Period. And it's like, for me, I'm here to do great music and share my gift with the world. But when, like I said, as far as that molestation thing, you like one of the people in the carnival, the 75-pound rabbit, the bearded lady. They ain't foot, you know, and you just want to, you feel me? Ride heels and live the best life you can. Most cats get 70 years if they, and just do it like you just know that you didn't come from that. Your grandparents got a real good marriage, and you don't.
I definitely like what you said about how you carried yourself as a professional, as a musician, man, because I definitely try to pride myself in moving with that same kind of energy all the time. Like, make sure I'm prompt with stuff, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm hitting them deadlines. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, like I do everything on a straight up. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, we just get in there and handle business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely feel you when you say that, because I think that's important, and a lot of artists lack that part.
And for the artists that's trying to get on, I would simply say this. I want to turn around the mirror for a second. If you got a woman at home, would you, let's say your woman signed with Nicki Minaj tonight, and they're going on a 90 city tour, and they got a whole niggas, and they just cut a $100,000 check. Would you stay at home with the kids and cheer? And she can't answer the phone every night. And every time you want to text, I know what you read a while ago. They laughing in the background. That was just her shoulder showing. Could you cheer for your woman the way you want her to cheer for you?
That's the question. That's the question. You know, that's a good question, because you got a lot of people in their minds, especially women, that want to be a part of, quote unquote, a power couple. You know, he doing his thing, she doing her thing. Both of them, you know, coming together. They are forced to be reckoned with and stuff. And that's cool and all, but you got to find somebody that can match your that can match your movement, your shine,
No.
and know how to fall back when it's your time in the limelight.
Can you handle that? Could you handle that big
I
dog?
know I could.
If your
Yep.
lady was rapping and DJing and interacting with folk and baby, go on. You should go out there for 90 days. No one actually likes to cut up.
I can't even answer that question. That's one of them questions you can't answer till you in it, for real. That's like what you would do if, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's one of them kind of questions. You don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that
I could say all day that, I'm gonna support the same fucking exact way, but I don't know.
I will say I have actually been in the situation where it wasn't that way for me. So first of all, I was married. My first husband was a musician, so he was always on the road and he was doing everything that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And we were married, So and even now, let's say I've been in relationships too, where they're not really doing this, but I'm doing this, trying to push you to fulfill your dreams, helping you. What can I do? I'm your secretary. I'm this, whatever. I'm all in. But it's hard to find people that are you. Put it that way. You can't expect you from other people, and so you got to have that certain level of trust when it comes to if you with an athlete, a musician, or whether that be an artist, a rapper, somebody that play, and an actor. Those three industries.
I won't put that pressure on nobody. I don't want to think of you trusting you at home when I'm gone for 80 days. I don't.
Well, what's wrong with that? If they really hold you down and that person really has your back and is loyal.
I don't want nobody to be down for me. My new mission is I want you to be up for me.
Well, I mean, that too. That too.
I feel like
what's wrong with that?
You know what though? To be honest though, now that I think about it a little bit, I really feel like it's the same sacrifice, just different sides of the sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Because if I'm gone for like you said, 3 months on the road, you know what I'm saying? I'm still not there with you, and I still don't know what the hell you doing.
Again,
you see what I'm saying?
I didn't put that on your mind yet. I just flipped the story around. Now you make a chance to go to that part. Because she allowed to get up. Where you been?
See, that's difficult because I think you got to know who you're with. You have to know who you're with.
Everybody really know who they with.
Yeah,
you got them cameras and sit at the house. You got cameras and they can't lie and steal and shit no more. He was just leaving. They've been over 2 nights. Or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just built different. I'm built different. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna. I will say in my experience, I have yet to encounter a man that has been faithful and loyal to me in every way. Whether he was slipping in other people's DMs or whether he was in somebody's bed. Now, me personally, even this is the way my grandfather taught me. When I enter in somebody's life, even if it's a romantic relationship, I'm going to give 100% of me so that I am the one, when I walk away, I'm unforgettable. I'm one in a lifetime, and I'm one in a million.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
We was just in the studio yesterday, and you reminded me of a hook. And I was like, relationships don't work, because she done became the man she won't. The man she won't. Don't work. It don't work.
See, that's being with the wrong person. That's being with the wrong person,
bro. They ain't ready for that conversation, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, that's true for a lot of relationships, but that means that there's a lack.
And her mama was like it. And her partner was like it. So she gonna be like it. Hey, wait till you hear this new shit we finna drop. But,
I can't wait, man. You got me excited, bro.
We came right on, brother. And but we came up with hooks like relationships don't, because we be having these conversations, rehabilitation or whatever we doing. And she's like, I'm paying the bills and I got the kids to practice and I'm doing this and doing that. And then I'm like, now you meeting Stephanie at the bar with that dildo now, right? What, bitch? Like, and they want to fight. And so we said that bopping and we like, relationships don't work. don't work. She done became the man she wants. And most 40-year-old women, they got a friend now. They done kicked Bill out. Where I'm from,
Yep. They was talking about that the other day.
Bill done took over. Now shit, they going on vacations together and shit. Then and shit. And I'm like, damn, we out of business, guys. I'm back making more records. We ain't worth shit. You go to see. I'm telling you, I tried to date a 35-year-old woman. I brought flowers. I'm from the 70s. She looked at me. I'd rather had drove. That's what she said. I said, what? Brought her for roses. She looked at me and said she'd rather have drove.
Yeah, that's
ain't nobody.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't understand. I just sometimes I'll be like, Jesus, beam me up, because I don't like these people down here. Because the mindset, I can't get with the mindset. My brain can't process stuff like that. I don't understand. Like, who raised y'all? I don't know.
$20 like shaking a cup. Don't you see that Salvation Army thing? When they see your cash app at the bar. And $40, I see a panhandler. Give to the blind, give to the blind. But ain't that $40 shit? I mean, but
it's accurate.
When you out here single and 40, ain't no love unless you paying bills. And that ain't right. They don't fuck with you.
No.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather go home. The housekeeper that done her thing, man. My home was running. I ain't got time for that shit, man. I just want to blow a lot of reefer, see the kids do their thing, and just really create self-help. Like, a lot of mental people don't know that life's going to hurt anyway. You might as well get up and walk. You got to get out of here. And can you afford to die? I started selling insurance cards, going to funerals, and then too many GoFundMe's, So now, I'm an insurance man. Give me $250 out of your taxes, federal, and you got a $20,000 funeral. You write out when you want to be dropped and plotted, and I ain't gonna let the child support or the doctor bill get that money where they won't bury you. I'll go straight over out of the power, and that's my new insurance policy. And we working class, and that's what I'm bringing back with my music is help for my people, not just all my life info. Let me show you how we don't have to be anymore. I'm
That's good.
First generational curses. I have kids that graduate college and are actually married and dated. Most of us go from sharing a room to somebody's mama or somebody's daddy in a government apartment expecting to live. So now, my music is telling you this, and let me get you through this, young man. Just cause, you can, how do you make $300 300 days a year? And that's 96.8.
That's good. That's real good right there. So that's what working class is all about. I know we coming down to the last few minutes of the show, but I want to ask, aside from that, the working class, the organization that you work with, helping troubled youth, what else is next for you, and what do you have coming up?
For me, it's like I'm standing in my own dispensary, blowing a little reefer. I just closed the doors. Feels good to be the boss at that. What I want to do is keep creating situations for people that might not know they was in the situation. And now that I still got more movies to come, we shot 4 films last year. So starting to write more movies and produce more movies and more content for guys like me who's in small towns. Like, I know the city gets all the promo, but we buy this shit, So it's like I want to create wealth when one of us pass and not death. And keep your mama's house. They paid that much money. Don't let the taxes get it. And learn from my lessons. If you're in a group, seek ownership and how to brand everybody and what you doing and what will you sell, how will we receive you and your message. If you're talking about killing, you're gonna reap what you sow. There'll be other killers at
Well,
you.
the word says you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Reap what you sow. And I don't and for the black men, I don't want to see another one of us in a damn Cuban link. A black man in a Cuban link. When we gonna have some of ours? You did. Oh,
Yeah.
God bless. Reality is back, and it's in form of healing. And now we're at the top of the South cannabis dispensary, and we, like I said, we just like you don't have to be that. Rap ain't always hard. Life ain't always hard, but it's always fair. So be mindful of what you do, and and continue to grow. And that's what V's bringing: working class, sensitivity, a breath of fresh air. Get a pistol a break. Pick up your son. Put down your gun. Tell you somebody you love them if that's what it is. Or why you with somebody now and you over 35, 40? Is they gonna be with you when you have that stroke and can't walk?
Well,
and if so, why? And if not, why you there? And if why you there, then make it right. Get the name on it. Pass your blessings to each other. And that's all I gotta say. Working class, we in the building, man. We ain't here to fit in.
Salute, bro. Salute.
That's good. That's good. Troche, you got anything else?
Man, nah, I don't. I don't, man. I'm just, hey, I'm happy I was able to do this, to talk to this brother right here. He's very knowledgeable, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate all the gems he dropped. Just that the ones just relate to me by themselves was like 1,000 of them in this little,
right.
You know what I'm saying? 1,000 of them.
Man, we fathers and grandfathers, and somebody's sons, and somebody's cousin, and most of us somebody's uncle. And somebody had to tip us off. And like, okay, here's how you handle that. You do it. You do it. Who but you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Big V, I want to thank you for stopping by tonight on JQLM Radio. We appreciate it. And before we get off of here, tell everybody how they can connect with you, follow you, and where they can get your music.
Oh, most definitely. Big V of Nappy Roots everywhere. Vito Bang on YouTube. Big V on IG. I'm on Apple and all platforms. A little music right now. You can reach me at the top of the South. And we're going to get cannabis to you and some more music. My latest project is the 5 Mic mixtape featuring I'm going to shoot my jumper. If I miss rebound, it's one for the, one of your digs. Got all on me for you young ladies that know we need to spend $1,000 weekend. You need your nails done. I got us a babysitter. It's going to be okay. And you can reach me, man, or somewhere where they smoking and the foolish shit is miles away. Working.
I feel that.
The foolishness is miles away. I like that. I'm going to start using that.
Lord, please don't miss me. Lord. Y'all be blessed.
All right. And you all listen for Big V's music. It will be in rotation on JQLM Radio. So again, this has been another JQLM Radio special edition. Tonight, we collab with Between the Lines with your boy.
You already know it's Troche.
All right. This is your girl, Lady J. And y'all, we are out. Until next time, we see y'all next week.